Hello and welcome to the Kaiju Planet, everyone. My name is Arlo, and today we will be reviewing these two ferocious beasts, the X Plus Toho Large Monster Series Godzilla 1995 and Destoroyah. Before I begin this review, I would like to apologize for the lack of updates in the Kaiju Planet over the past few months. However, as we end 2015 and enter 2016, I am planning some big changes for the Kaiju Planet, so be sure to follow us and see what is in store for the coming year. Anyways, without any further ado, let us get started. The X Plus Godzilla 1995 has been out since this past August. It was originally slated to be released earlier towards the end of July, but was pushed back due to production delays. The height for this figure is around 10.5 inches tall, taller than your typical Toho Large Monster Series Godzilla figure. This figure actually looks good compared to the smaller Toho 30cm series figures such as the Yuji Sakai Modeling Collection Godzilla 1991. A possible explanation for the boost in size may be X Plus's way of showing the size difference between Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Biollante in 1989, which X Plus has done figures for the Godzilla 1989, and Biollante. And the difference between Godzilla starting from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah in 1991, where he boosts up from 80 meters to 100 meters. Since I do not have X Plus's Large Monster Series Godzilla 1989, there is no way I could confirm or deny that, hypothesis, or theory, whatever you want to call it. If you feel compelled to share your own thoughts, please comment below. I'm a bit mixed in regards to the actual sculpt. X Plus did a good job overall replicating much of the details from this fan favorite Godzilla design, from the burning skin patches, orange dorsal plates, and the sheer bulkiness. The one aspect that I'm quite disappointed about is the softly detailed face. The head sculpt seems a bit smoother and pudgier than the rest of the body. I feel that it doesn't fit entirely to the rest of the figure's body sculpt. On its own, the figure is, it's good, but so-so. But when paired with Destoroyah, that is an entirely different story, which we'll cover in the later half of this video. The paintwork on Godzilla 1995 is overall pretty well done. The skin tone is a dark, solid charcoal gray color. The teeth and claws are individually painted bone white and look very well done. The spines begin as the usual bone white color, but as we move down lower to Godzilla's back and spines, they start to turn into a translucent orange up until the base of the tail, which returns to a typical bone white coloration. As with all X Plus figures, there is both a standard version that's released in most online retail stores and an internet exclusive version which you purchase directly from X Plus's website. I have the standard version, which I ordered from Hobby Search. The link for Hobby Search will be in the description below. The internet version, however, possesses a light-up gimmick which allows light to shine from within the body, making the burn patches on Godzilla glow. While I do have my own thoughts about the light-up effect, I will not share them in this video as they do not pertain to this particular figure I have in hand. To conclude this half of the video, I will share my final thoughts on the X Plus Toho Large Monster Series Godzilla 1995. All in all, it is not a bad figure. While the facial sculpt could have been a lot better, it does not deter my overall admiration for the rest of this figure sculpt. It is pretty awesome, and since I do not have the X Plus Gigantic Series Godzilla 1995, this is a nice substitute, and it certainly makes it for a good shelf buddy for our next figure, Destoroyah. Released toward the end of November, I got Destoroyah just in time for the holiday season. Destoroyah made his debut in the 1995 film Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, being a creature mutated by the effects of the oxygen destroyer, which killed the first Godzilla in Gojira from 1954. It is a creature that parallels with Godzilla regarding how it's the product of a devastating doomsday weapon. Godzilla was scarred and mutated by the atomic bomb, while Destoroyah evolved from a microbial organism into a supersized monstrosity by the oxygen destroyer. For being a figure in the large monster series, Destoroyah could have easily fitted well into the Toho 30cm line. At its tallest, Destoroyah stands around 13 to 14 inches tall. It is also quite heavy, with its parts of the figure being filled with resin to give it proper balance. The tail is even filled with a foam to maintain its sculpt and not sag under heat and gravity. I personally think it's the second heftiest figure in the Toho Large Monster series line, right after Biollante, which I do not have, unfortunately. In my opinion, Destoroyah's sculpt is utterly amazing. It captures every part of Destoroyah's ferocity, from the tip of its horn to the end of its clawed tail. I'll flat out call it my favorite X Plus figure of 2015, and among my top 5 favorite X Plus figures overall. My favorite part about this figure are the eyes. They really draw you into this figure the moment that you lay your eyes on it. While X Plus revealed that the detailing in the eyes are actually decals, they look actually pretty amazing for glossed on decals. When paired with Godzilla, Destoroyah looks absolutely imposing and intimidating. It dwarfs the 25cm Godzilla 1995, and the detailing in Destoroyah practically outshines whatever issues I've mentioned about Godzilla earlier. When I got Destoroyah, this was exactly what I was hoping for. That both figures would complement each other and form a complete display. I am pretty glad I pre-ordered Destoroyah when it was first announced. It immediately, as I opened it up from its box and assembled it, it became one of my top favorite figures of all time. And yeah, I mean that 100%. So if you don't have Destoroyah and are interested in getting one, buy it. I mean, by all means, go find one for a good price and buy it, because this thing will make your display pop out. To wrap up this review, I will say that I am so glad that I got Destoroyah and Godzilla 1995. Despite the latter's issues, it makes for a great companion piece for Destoroyah, and that's mainly why I bought it. If you're a fan of the Heisei Godzilla series and are looking for some fine, high-quality additions to your collection, be sure to add these two to your shopping cart from wherever you find them. You will not regret it. This has been Arlo with the Kaiju Planet, and I'm signing out.